She said she had no regrets, but when that moment hit, he wasn't thinking about politics, pressure, or headlines. She was drowning in his own emotions, confusion, and the grief she had been carrying alone. And while Turning Point USA slept comfortably at night, Erika was unraveling, because how can you call yourself a Christian organization and still refuse to face the truth? Nobody, not staff, not donors, not family, not even the inner circle, was prepared for what happened. When Candace Owens stepped forward and revealed that Erika Kirk had secretly taken multiple DNA tests, stopping the entire conservative world cold, and the moment she said the results were nothing like what she expected, the internet didn't just react, it imploded, because this wasn't political or strategic or connected to policy or scandals. This was personal, dangerously, painfully personal. And the worst part was that Erika didn't take just one test, but three separate labs with three separate results, all pointing toward the same shocking truth she'd been hiding and spiraling over for months before anyone even knew the tests existed. Candace didn't drop the documents, didn't name who the test was about, didn't reveal the full story. She simply said one sentence: Erika's world will never be the same after what those tests revealed, and within minutes the internet exploded with theories about family secrets, hidden relatives, or something far darker, but none of that compared to Erika's reaction, because sources close to him say that when she saw the second result, she locked himself in his office, shut off his phone, and whispered over and over, "This can't be real." And now everyone wants answers about why he took 3 tests, who she was testing against, and what truth was so devastating that Candace Owens felt obligated to expose it, because long before anyone knew these tests existed, people noticed something was off: his tone, his expression, the heaviness in him, his presence. And insiders now admit that Erika had been carrying a secret that was eating him alive for months, but no one knew why until the first test, and according to a source extremely close to him. Everything began with a private conversation that changed everything. It took only one moment, one offhand comment, one emotional trigger to send Erika into a downward spiral she never saw coming. And it happened during a minor family dispute when a relative casually dropped a line that detonated inside him. It wasn't an insult or an argument, just a quiet, devastating statement: "You don't even know the full truth about where you come from." And that sentence hit him like a bullet, freezing the room, making everyone exchange uneasy glances while someone tried to lighten the mood. But Erika had already gone hollow, staring ahead like a man who'd just had the ground pulled out from under him, because in that instant something inside him cracked, not out of anger but uncertainty. The kind that crawls deep into a person's identity and whispers, "What if everything you think you know about yourself isn't true?" Suddenly she was drowning in questions she never imagined she'd have to ask. What did they mean? Was it a joke? Was it serious? Was it about his parents, his ancestry, some buried family truth, a hidden relative, a secret meant to die in silence? But what haunted him most wasn't the sentence. It was the tone, cold and matter-of-fact, like someone stating a fact they weren't allowed to say out loud, and that single moment triggered a quiet collapse nobody around him understood, not even his wife, who later asked why she seemed distant and hollow. Staff said she kept drifting off mid-conversation. Donors noticed the hesitation in his voice. Close friends said she wasn't fully present during dinners or hangouts. But the real shift came when Erika decided the only way to stop the questions tearing him apart was to test the one thing that couldn't lie: his DNA. According to an insider, she told no one, created an alias email, used a private mailbox, avoided shipping the kit from home, and when the first results arrived, she opened them alone late at night under a dim lamp, whispering, "This doesn't make sense." Because the report didn't match the family story he'd always believed. Something was off, a percentage, a lineage marker, and terrified it was an error, she ordered a second test, mailing it from another city to avoid any trace back to him. But when the second results returned, they didn't explain anything. They confirmed everything, nearly identical to the first, with the same unsettling inconsistency, the same missing link, the same impossible mismatch between who Erika believed she was and what the science implied. Insiders say she shattered a glass that night, not from rage but fear, because the question had changed from, "Is this real?" to, "Who has been lying to me?" And she paced and whispered, "This can't be real," over and over. Unable to call or confront anyone because what if the results were true and his entire identity, the story she'd shared publicly, the background she believed shaped him, was built on a secret. Then came the third test, the breaking point. The moment suspicion became undeniable truth because she ordered it from a company known for forensic-level accuracy, the kind used in legal disputes and requiring full identity verification. And when the final results dropped, she didn't speak for nearly an hour, and according to someone who saw him later that day, Erika Kirk looked like she had aged a decade, hands trembling as though she'd finally seen the truth she was never supposed to discover. His eyes were glassy and unfocused, almost hollow. She couldn't form full sentences, couldn't process what she had just learned. And when she finally did manage to speak, it wasn't with anger or panic. It was pure devastation. Because the third DNA test didn't just confirm the earlier inconsistencies, it revealed the truth behind them. A truth that, according to insiders, changes everything Erika ever believed about himself. A truth Candace Owens hinted at but never fully exposed. A truth tied to a long-buried family event, covered in silence, fear, and shame, and now the internet wants answers. Was Erika unknowingly adopted? Was a parent hiding something? Was there an affair decades ago? Is there a sibling nobody ever mentioned? Does someone in the family not match genetically? Or is Erika himself not who she always believed she was? The panic only grew after she confronted a family member privately. What she heard there pushed him even deeper. Something was admitted, something partial, vague, but devastating enough for Erika to realize the test results weren't random. They were tied to a secret someone tried desperately to bury. That's why the world is now asking, what was the secret inside Erika's family? What did the DNA test reveal? What did Candace Owens discover that made her blow this open? And why is Erika refusing to speak? The real explosion didn't start with Candace's video. It began the moment Erika confronted the one person she never imagined she'd have to question. The person she trusted most. Insiders still disagree on who it was. Some say his mother, some say a close relative, some claim a second parent figure. But everyone agrees on one thing. The confrontation did not go smoothly. Erika walked in, gripping the third DNA report, placed it on the table, and with a shaking voice demanded, "Tell me the truth." A suffocating silence followed. No denial, no laughter, no attempt to brush it off. Just a shocked, pale face whispering, "I was afraid this day would come." That one sentence shattered him, because if nothing was hidden, the person would have denied it immediately. But they didn't. And that was the confirmation she feared more than the tests themselves. Something had been kept from him. His voice cracked as she asked, "What did you hide from me? How long have you known? Why didn't you tell me?" The person across from him tried to calm him, saying it was complicated, that she wouldn't have understood years ago. But that only fueled his anger. "Don't tell me when I should understand my own life." Then came the first piece of the truth. Not the whole story, but enough to destroy him. There was an incident before you were born, something the family never spoke about again. Erika demanded to know what had happened, but they refused to explain any further. And then the bomb dropped, the line he will never forget, "Your father is not who you think she is." It hit him like a physical blow. She collapsed into a chair, shaking, struggling to breathe, because all 3 DNA tests had already pointed in this direction. But hearing it out loud, hearing the confirmation that the man she believed was his biological father might not be, was a level of heartbreak nothing could prepare him for.